warning before you listen. This epic is not for children, nor for the faint of heart. We retell the ancient Greek myths as they were born, unfiltered, unsoftened. Scenes of violence, curses, betrayals, and a hunger for power that shows no mercy. Given the many conflicting versions of the Titan War, the events have been rebuilt to complete the missing pieces. Here, we tell the myth as it was meant to be told. Sources and references are listed in the episode description.
Chapter 42. From War of the Titans, Clash of Weapons and the Fall of Time. The Fist of the Mountains, Cry of the Hundred-Handed. When the earth walks, it is not walking. It is the mountain rising in fury, a sound like breaking bones, the bones of the planet itself. Cracks, distant cries, and then a roar so deep it doesn't echo, because it is the echo, not of beasts, but of a continent stretching in pain. In the sea, Poseidon was screaming. The waves howled. The ocean floor shattered beneath his trident's fury, and in the sky, lightning was summoning lightning, as if Zeus had begun strumming the harp of wrath. But here, on land, ancient and barren, where silence had lingered too long, the earth waited its turn. The first tremor did not come from beneath, but from the edge of hearing. Like the war at sea had whispered itself into bone. It deepened, then it grew, and then the moment came that resembled nothing before it. The mountains began to breathe. The face of the earth changed. Just as the oceans were erupting, the land detonated. The battle for the land began. But no, this was not war. This was Earth losing its patience. In the path carved by advancing armies, like rivers of molten fury, they rose, the Hecatoncheires, the hundred-handed ones. They did not walk, they ripped the road from beneath them, their faces unseen. For what need have they for eyes, when rage is their compass? Each had 100 arms, and 100 tempests inside them. Their limbs were like pillars, and when they struck, they did not punch. They collided like tectonic plates at the birth of the world. Ahead of them marched the Olympian legions, hulking soldiers, their bodies cast from burning bronze, rows upon rows of warriors in helmets that refused to shine, for no shine could endure in the face of this black tide. Arrows flew, but the air refused to carry them, as if fear itself had denied them flight. Behind the lines stood Demeter, in one hand, a spear overgrown with vines, and beneath her feet, wheat sprouted with every step. A paradox. How does one make war with harvest? How does one kill with rain? And before them, atop a ridge no light could reach, stood Atlas, not as a commander, but as a wall, a monument, a presence. His body, as if sculpted from the veins of the mountains. His chest, as though the sky had been placed upon it, and had stayed. He said nothing, but all who saw him felt the world pause. The Hecatoncheires struck, mountains cracked, stones flew like frightened words, slamming into what little fortress walls still stood. One of the giants raised an arm, and the sun disappeared. Then the blow fell, not like a strike, but like a planet's scream made flesh. But Atlas didn't flinch. He raised a hand, and with it, time itself seemed to rise. The blow never landed. Instead, it collided with something unseen, but its sound struck everything that was. The mountains shook, the sand exploded, and the giant's arm recoiled, as though it had slammed into an invisible dagger. Then Atlas spoke, not with his mouth, but from within the bedrock of the mountain. I do not attack, I endure. I do not fight to win, I hold the world, so it does not fall.
The giants did not stop. They ignited. 10, 100, 1,000, each one striking with every hand, every foot, every breath. But Atlas remained, silent as prophecy, steadfast as one who knows. His role is not to strike, but to absorb the strike, so others do not fall. Behind him, the enemy's lands cracked, their fortresses trembled, the Titans, uncertain. This front was not in their calculations. But Atlas alone still did not move to attack. He had not come to destroy. He had come to stand until the true moment of eruption arrived, the sound of the earth tearing, a sigh from the mountain's lungs, then silence. This chapter of the epic has come to an end, but remember, what you've just heard is not a record of facts, but the echo of a myth, a story born from the imagination of the ancients, etched into the long memory of humankind. If this tale stirred something in you, if it opened a door to reflection or wonder, don't forget to support the channel and share the journey with those you love. And in the comments, tell us which moment in this chapter struck you the most and why. We'll meet again in the next chapter of this audio odyssey through time. Until then, farewell.